It's the songbird. 2 and 2 is 4. Plus 4 is 8. Times 4 is 16. Minus 4. 12. Plus 1. 13. My favorite number. Why those numbers are in my head, I don't know. I love numbers. Anyhow. Shafeka. Remember when we were in school, November 2022. I'm sorry. See, there's my brain. November 2015. It was November 2015. And I remember that day so well because we went to school. We learned about bones that week. We learned about if you have a very, very hard impact, that you could grow a brand new skeleton faster than the once every 7 years. So, Shafeka. It took me all these years since that day that we went to school and I got hit by the truck that night after I did my homework, that I just realized now that that's exactly what happened to me. It was a hard impact because it was very, very, he did say, remember he said you would have to be falling from a high distance or be hit really hard to the point that it would cause trauma to your body parts. But that's the only way you grow a new skeleton if it's not once every 7 years, if it's not inside that frame. I mean, the 7th year, whatever. You know what I mean? You remember that day. That whole week we were learning about that. And then it happened. And there's proof that it happened on these CAT scan discs that I just got in the mail the other day. It shows my body when I first came in, the full pelvis twist. And and it shows that whenever they finished doing whatever they did, whatever, while they were fixing me when I first came in, when they got everything, I guess, whatever. But it shows there's a hole on my left side. There's a hole in me. It's an actual hole. And that explains why I'm always holding my side on the left side. Sometimes it depends on if I'm doing too much or if I'm having a hard time breathing. And I'm always holding that side. And that's the side I actually turned when I was twisting. So that would explain the hole in my side under my skin. And that explains why I'm always have to change clothes all day or just get naked. And I've never been that person. I don't like to be naked, but I tell you, it doesn't matter what I put on. It just seems to hurt right there on that side. It just feel like something's squeezing me to death. Like it could be loose and it just still feels like I'm being suffocated if I just go on for hours. It depends on what I'm wearing. And then I have to change clothes. I'll be like, because I don't like to be naked. So I'll take it off and I'll try to find something that seems like it's more comfortable. And at first it feels comfortable. But then again, it happens again. It could be minutes or it could be an hour and I'll start feeling like I'm being squeezed, like suffocating. So I have to take that off. And I know many people see me do that and just continue to change clothes. And they probably just thought I was having some kind of mental problem and they fully didn't understand. But the pictures in this CAT scan clearly show the glowing bones, which I found out, I had only saw one of them, which was on my spine when I went to chiropractor. And I would say, why is that one glowing? And he said it was a new bone. It grew kind of fast, I guess, because my immune system is very, very overactive. And but this is from the night that I was at the hospital, and some of them are from 4 days later. Because I missed 4 days. I guess that's what I missed, the 4 days when they kept trying to demand that I needed drugs so that they could do the reconstruction. And I kept saying, I don't want it. But I guess they must have did. I said, well, just give me something that doesn't have real drugs in it. But I missed 4 days. So they must have gave me something that had real drugs in it at the hospital, the 7 doctors and the 5 nurses, so they could do their reconstruction. But the CAT scan that I have is from 4 days after, and you can clearly see glowing parts bones, new bones growing real fast in me. But it still hurts. It only hurts if I do too much, or, like I said, like right now I'm wearing a skirt. It seems to be loose. It feels very comfortable at this moment. But in a few minutes or maybe an hour, I'll have to take it off. Even shirts, same thing. Shirts, like right under my breast, the shirt, it feels like it's squeezing me, and it's not. It's loose. Or around the shoulders, around my arms, and it just feels like I'm being torn apart. Because I was. And the only thing holding me together was my skin. So nobody knows what's underneath, something. But I have these CAT scan pictures. I took pictures. I have the videos. I have 3 CDs. So I took photos with my camera of some of the photos. Some of the, photos on the CD. I want you to check this out. The teacher was right. It's just so weird that we learned about it in the same week and then it happened to me. Peace, love, and light, Shaveka. And for anybody else that's listening, hey, this is not just really about me. It's about faith. This is about the fact that I have so much faith. So much faith that God kept me here, torn apart on the inside with just my skin holding me together. And it also shows the x-ray, the CAT scan of my head, the part where my neck is disconnected from my head. It was the spinal cord itself. And it says gap. The word they're using is there's a gap. It's only 2 mm's of a gap, but that's a lot. It's not supposed to be separated at all. Okay, but and the bones. It's funny. It's really funny. Faith is very powerful. This is really all about faith. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody's listening to this and all they can hear is that I'm speaking about myself, then they're not really hearing the message. The message is about faith. 100% faith, no doubts. No doubting. But I have 100% faith in the Creator. In people, no, I don't. But in the Creator, yes. I have 100% faith in the Creator. Come on, like I said, He made the moon, the stars, the galaxies. I don't know any person that can do that. But a Creator that made all these things, and even everything we can't even see. Yeah, I believe it. And the cats, He left all the evidence on my CAT scan photos. And even with all my faith, once I actually looked at the photo, to actually see it, I feel it. But to see it, it is very creepy. And I could see why those doctors ran the 5 out of the 7 that stood so far away from me, saying, no, your head is cut off. You're torn apart. You're torn in half. You're dead. Those maybe were the 5 doctors that needed to know that the Creator is bigger than them, even though they're expert doctors. I could see on the paperwork, some of those doctors were from Boston, Westfield. They weren't all of Springfield, Connecticut. One. It was a big team for me. Reconstruction. But in the end, I guess I was still dead because they kept saying, "You're dead. You're dead. You're dead." The 5. So I guess the 2 that stood by my bed were the only 2 that had the faith and waited. Well, the other 5 left me there dead after reconstruction because they were very afraid. And it was 4 days later. I don't know how long I was out. I don't know. And there was, out of the 5 nurses, only 1 nurse got near me after that. That was taking care of me through it felt like one night to me. I missed a lot of time. I remember she kept fluffing, asking me if my head, my neck, if I was okay on the pillow, and trying to force me to take pain medication, saying I really needed it. And I kept saying, I can't take any drugs. I can't take any drugs. I can't take it. And falling back out, passing out. I do remember that. And Shaveka, this is really crazy. Took all these years for my brain to even put all that together. Because all these years I was too busy laughing about, wow, God kept me alive and, trying to do things that I never did before. Not extreme things that get you in trouble. Not going out like that. Peace, love, and light. I got some gravy and hamburger and rice waiting on me in the kitchen. Yeah, clearly see there's no bone where the bed is taking it at the top. Where the bones is separated. Show them the proof of house. It's also amazing. This video is not about me. It's about proof that God is that amazing. I also found things shows that as they tried to do a reconstruction, I lost 4 days while I was there. I just remember them working on me when I first came and screaming. My stomach's hurting so bad from being torn apart on the inside. They kept trying to give me a shot, and I kept saying, no, I can't take anything. It's over. I can't take anything. Unless they gave me something. Because all I remember is them cutting my clothes off in that part and giving them permission to do what they needed to do. And the next thing I know is 4 days later, in the hospital gown. Looking at this, I know they have definitely done some things. God is amazing, but even though they did, 5 doctors were convinced that I was still dead, so they must have walked out of the room, I guess. Not being responding to the reconstruction, and the other 2 stuck around. God, to show those doctors that they're not God. Without God, nothing is possible. And this video is not about me. It's about proof that faith is all powerful. Faith in the Creator that made the moon and the stars. And, I don't know about the rules of religion. This is about the Creator that made all things that nobody can make. Even the scientists can't make the sun. Those bones are definitely separated. There's no bone. There's nothing there for the head. So they definitely didn't lie about it. God is all powerful, most merciful. I'm not talking about nobody's religion. Again, I'm talking about this CAT scan don't lie. My mouth might have sound crazy all this time I've been talking about it, but this don't lie. I can see why the doctors were afraid. It looks very creepy. It's definitely proof of something very, very powerful that controls everything and made everything. Peace, love, and light. This is the songbird. So I got CDs of my x-rays. And it says spine. Spine. Those are my shoulders, my neck. Right here. It says disconnected. 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 Right there. That piece right there. Head was disconnected from the spine right there. There's my name. Nobody could ever call me crazy again. Disconnected. There it is. Right there between the shoulder blades. Wow. There it is. Right there. It says disconnected.